All right, YouTube. The Shadow King Azru, and uh, I told you guys. I told you this would happen. The spoilers for the new Dragon Ball Super manga has been came out. The chapter was about Vegeta and his new God Destruction form, or Ultra Rage for Hakai, or whatever it's called now, using it against Granola, and he's for the most of the part he's beating him up, and like history has constantly repeated, he gets the upper hand at first and he loses. And I've been saying that for a long time. You didn't want to listen. Well, looks like the joke's on you, boys. oh, oh man. For over a month, I've been saying that the Vegeta fanboys needed to curb their expectations because it's gonna end the exact same way it always does. Vegeta's gonna seemingly do well against the main antagonist and then ultimately fail to beat him. And it's happened again and again and again and again. Yet the Vegeta fanboys can't learn from this. It's the definition of insanity to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. When are you gonna wake up and smell that coffee, Vegeta fanboys? my my goodness. I mean, these people are honestly getting so upset right now, uh, blaming Toriyama, saying that he hates Vegeta, even though he said in an interview that he doesn't hate Vegeta anymore like he did back when he wrote him in during the Saiyan and Frieza saga and somewhat of the Cell saga. But he came to like him now with his postmodern stuff. But you Vegeta fanboys really have only yourselves to blame because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me three times. Okay, there's clearly something wrong with you. And how many times have you been fooled by this? Come on, give me a number. Like 6, 7, 8, 9 times that you people need to understand that Vegeta's role is not to be the main antagonist. He's the deuteragonist. He's a huge supporting character that's supposed to complement the main character, which is Goku. And I know that's not the narrative you want to hear, but the reality situation is that. Now, I'm not saying that Goku always wins, because far from it. Because unlike you guys, I this know this stuff. I can accept that Goku doesn't always win, despite him being my favorite character. I'm not going to lose sleep over it and curse Toriyama, send him death threats, saying that he's the worst writer ever. No, because I can live with Goku losing a fight every now and again. I can live that it's going to be a huge character development for him going forward. And if honestly, if he kept winning fights, it would make him really boring, which he doesn't. He doesn't win that fight. In fact, there are times where he loses more often than he wins. Uh, take for example, uh, Muten Roshi or Master Roshi. When he was Jackie Chun, he lost. Tien, you can argue that was a bit of a draw, but it was considered a loss. Uh, Against Raditz, um, technically, technically they defeated him with the help of Piccolo, but he also lost his life. Vegeta, when they first came to Earth, wasn't able to defeat Vegeta on his own because Vegeta went to his Great Ape form, and he needed help because he was severely outclassed by Vegeta that had a 10 times multiplier in his Great Ape form, and he got crippled and whatnot. Uh, and you pretty much get the picture. There's so many other examples without the history of Dragon Ball. And yet I can live with that. I can accept that. Because Goku puts on a good fight, he puts out the best he can, and I know he'll get a fight next time. He'll get a W next time as being along with being a better character for it. Along with the other development that he gets from his wins and his losses and all the lessons that come with it. But going back to Vegeta fans, I mean, I would say that I hate uh, robbing soul in the womb, but that would be lying. I mean, at this point, because a lot of Vegeta fanboys can be obnoxious and entitled, feeling that Vegeta needed this win. He needs to beat the main antagonist. Why? Why does he need to beat the main antagonist? Why does he need to beat Hit? Why does he need to beat Jiren? Why does he need to beat Beerus? Why does he need to beat Frieza? Now, I'm sure a lot of you will say that, oh, he needs to beat Frieza because he needs to avenge the royal bloodline. The royal bloodline was already avenged through Trunks when he sliced Frieza up into multiple pieces and then blasted him to oblivion. Well, he needs to avenge himself for all the abuse Frieza put him through. Frieza treated him like a prized pet. He gave him special treatment. He even said that to Vegeta's face, right when he was pummeling him for Vegeta defying him and getting away. Vegeta was given special treatment, and only people above him were people like Zarbon, the Doria, the Ginyu Force, and Kui was pretty much his equal. Other than that, everybody was below Vegeta, and they feared him. Guy had it made for the most part, but that's not the thing he wanted. He wanted all the power. He wanted to be on top of the universe because he felt that was what he was going to get when he would have became King of the Saiyans. But Frieza blew up the planet, unbeknownst to Vegeta, and he felt that he got robbed. And he feels like the power Frieza has is his birthright, and so he just tries to overthrow him because he's a narcissistic jerk. And the other times, like with Hit, Jiren, Beerus, uh, Goku Black, there were no narrative. I mean, you can make a slightly narrative reason that Vegeta was going to uh, avenge future Trunks for all the damage Goku Black and Zamasu did to him. I mean, fair enough, that could have been made, but made more sense that Future Trunks did on his own part. I didn't like how it was executed with that Deus Ex Machina Spirit Bomb that came out of nowhere and made that Spirit Bomb sword. Made no sense, but what have you. Uh, then you could also argue that Broly, and I honestly, that would have been the one time I would have said, fine, let's have Vegeta get this W. Because the story is focused around the sins of Vegeta's father, King Vegeta, and the ramifications of those actions. Uh, their sons are paying for it. If Vegeta defeated Broly, I would have been okay with that. I would have been fine with that because it made narrative sense for that. And it's Vegeta taking responsibility for the actions of his father. Uh, but that's not how they went. They went with the Gogeta route, fusing. But with things like uh, Hit, Jiren, Beerus. There's no. I mean, you can make a slight argument that Beerus had a narrative because he hoarded over power over King Vegeta, but that's very weak. And also the Myboma thing, which is kind of a. I mean, yeah, it's fine and all. I mean, the power up was kind of pushing it because there's honestly no genuine way that Vegeta could have gotten that strong that easily. But whatever. But it wasn't that strong enough an argument. But with people like Hit and Jiren, there's no strong narrative reason uh for Vegeta to defeat them. You just wanted uh Vegeta to defeat characters like Hit and Jiren just so they could prove that he's better than Goku. Even though that's the antithesis of what his overall arc should be, is that he needs to accept that Goku is ultimately the better fighter and that Goku is number one. That's why he literally said that in the Boo saga. You are the best, Kakarot. You are number one. And they retconned it in Super. That's one of the some of the gripes I have with Super. And yes, people who watch my videos, I'm not some Dragon Ball Super fanboy. Despite me liking the series, I do have some issues with it. Despite what some of you may say. For that one. Uh, but there's no reason to have these antagonists be defeated by Vegeta, not the hits, not the Cell, not the not Boo. I mean, okay, maybe Boo might have been an argument because that was something he brought up on himself. But I prefer to the better way that nobody was able to defeat him on their own, and it took everybody to defeat Boo. I'm starting to ramble a bit, but you guys are pretty much getting my meaning. You got people, you Vegeta fanboys. I know I busted your chops on this. I've had a huge laugh at your expense, and I'd be lying if I say I'm still not enjoying this because it's hilarious. But if I'm going to be frank, I'm going to be so truthful with you, you need to curb your enthusiasm. You need to lower your expectations and accept that Vegeta is not going to defeat a main antagonist. At least not because of reasons like, oh, they should do it just so we can surpass Goku and he could be the strongest character in this. It's not going to. That's not going to happen. And even if it did, it's not going to be long term. I mean, there's been moments throughout the series where Vegeta was stronger than Goku, and it didn't last long. I mean, just look at the Cell Saga for as a prime example. But you need to stop setting yourself up for disappointment because you're only hurting yourselves. Really, you're not hurting Toriyama. He's already pretty much done. He's pretty much already keeps to himself and is retired, and just pretty much gives the guidelines to Toei and Toyotaro, and it's pretty much they fill in the blanks with Toei doing their thing and Toyotaro doing it in his incompetent manga. I mean, and honestly, Toriyama pretty much has said before that he doesn't really cater to fan demands. In fact, he would even subvert them because he doesn't really like to be told what to do when he's making these stories. But honestly, you really need to temper your expectations and stop getting butthurt that Vegeta lost because it's honestly truly pathetic. And I mean, I could go on. I could talk about like Vegeta's new form with this God Destruction power. I think it's not all that. I don't think it looks all that great, especially with the color scheme, with the purple hair and then being overly bulky, kind of like Super Saiyan Grade 2, or as we call it, like Super Vegeta. But I think I pretty much set my piece on everything. Well, listen, well, those are all my thoughts about this whole fiasco that continues to repeat itself every single saga. So, you guys tell me, were you Vegeta fans? Or are you finally starting to uh, finally realize the situation, or are you still gonna be like Sisyphus? Was it Sisyphus that did it? Was the one that continued to push the boulder? I mean, remind me of if my Greek mythology because it's starting to get a little rusty every now and again. But you're gonna be uh, pushing yourself. I mean, keep pushing that boulder up that hill, and then only for it to come down, and you're just gonna have to start all over again. Is that what you're gonna put yourself through, or are you gonna be smart and realize that the odds of Vegeta being the main antagonist and being the main hero is little low to non-existent? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll catch you mortals later.